Hello? 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 Welcome back to my channel, or to my channel if you are discovering me for the very first time. It's Sunday here, and you all know what that means. I've got my literary mug filled with tea, ready to have a little chat with you guys. It's really hot. Anyway, I didn't really have anything too much planned for today. I just wanted to check in with you guys, seeing as the only videos that I've posted so far are my reader reviews and discussion videos for the two books that I've read so far, and obviously not everyone can watch those if they're not interested in the books or if you don't want to see spoilers, so I figured I might as well make something that everyone can watch as well this week. So here I am. So obviously, because it's January, all of the sort of goals and resolution posts are still coming flooding in from people sharing all of their reading and booktube related resolutions for the year, which makes me a little bit sad that I already made my video, because now I've got like a whole bunch of other ideas that I really want to add to the list, which I might. So let's have a little chat about those too, shall we? I made my tea way too hot and I can't drink it, it's too hot. Help. So one of my sort of unofficial resolutions that I didn't share with you guys last week for the year was that my boyfriend and I had sort of decided that we wanted to explore more of Melbourne in a cultural sense. So originally the plan was that we'd So originally the plan was that maybe one Saturday a month we'd go and explore like an art gallery or all of the cool things that you can do in Melbourne. And of course, as soon as we agreed to do that, my mind started wandering to bookshops. So then I started thinking it would be a really cool idea to do something similar with bookshops, basically, where maybe one weekend a month or maybe once every couple of months we pick a bookshop that has been well known in Melbourne to be a good bookshop or a good independent bookseller or a good second-hand bookshop, and go and do a bookshop tour of that place. It sounds not so interesting now maybe, but I have some very cool ideas that you'll see. I think it will be really cool. I've got a really cool idea for it, and I don't want to give away too much because I don't know why. I'm just really excited about it. But I just thought I'd let you guys know that that's something else that I thought I might do, is maybe a year-long series of touring Melbourne through bookshops, if that is interesting to you. Let me know if that sounds really boring and I'll just do it on my own account and not share the footage with you. But if that is in any way interesting to you, then I'll probably do one in February sometime to start us off. The other thing that I was thinking about, inspired a little bit by Olivia from I Live You for Books, sorry, I do know your channel name, is the concept of booktuber shoutouts. And the fact that everyone is always talking about this place as basically just one big international book club where we're all supporting each other and we're all talking to each other and letting each other know what we think about books and making sure that everyone else in this book club is still enjoying reading, helping each other through reading slumps. It's just such a lovely thing to have found, where it's almost like no one person is over the top of another and like expecting everyone to subscribe to them. We're all equally interested in each other and in knowing what each other is doing. So I'd really like to be able to help give back to that. I know I've only been here for a couple of weeks so far, and I'm still very much new to the exploration of booktube, but I thought I would eventually, as I get slightly more established and get to know more people, I would eventually like to do a series like that as well. It'll depend on what my sort of life schedule and my booktubing schedule looks like, how regular that will be. It might be monthly, it might be bi-monthly, it might even be a seasonal thing. I'll do like summer booktube shoutouts and then autumn booktube shoutouts and confuse all of you Americans because your seasons are different to mine over here. I thought that might be a nice idea as well, just because I feel like it's important to make sure that I'm giving back to this community who has already given so much to me, basically. So there's 2 new resolutions that have kind of been added to my already too long list of resolutions. Haha. Anyway, let's do a bit of a sort of in the now reader update. This week I've only been reading The Book Thief because look at how big that book is. I'm now up to page 467. Oh, I accidentally read the last sentence just then. No. I just wanted to know how many pages are in the book, and now I've read the last sentence. I am up to page 467 out of 584. I finally hit a point, I think it was yesterday or maybe Friday, where I finally sort of started getting to the parts in the book that actually made me cry. Before then it was just kind of interesting. As you can see, I've been practicing my critical active reading with this book, making lots of notes and putting in lots of color-coded sticky tabs. I think this was a bit of an unfortunate book to have started trying to do the critical reading thing, because it's not actually entirely a book that seems to be meant for much critical reading. I'm finding myself kind of like analysing it and then being disappointed by how little there is to analyse, especially after reading something like Everything is Illuminated and Cannery Row, which are clearly a bit more sort of literature-like. This, bear in mind that this is not necessarily a criticism of the book. I'm still absolutely loving the book. Anyway, so that will be finished very soon. Very, very soon. And then I will be moving on to Catch 22, hopefully. That being said, there's an awesome book club going on called Read, React, Repeat. I think some of you have definitely already discovered it. It looks so cool. They're doing sort of like 2 live streams a month where people can just join in and chat about where they're up to with the book. You have to have read to a certain point of the book for that month in order to really get much out of the live stream. I joined God, I'm losing track of the days already. I think it was on Friday. So I joined in on Friday and kind of got a few things spoiled for me because I hadn't read that book. So there's a chance that I might try and bump that book into this month as well, so that I can at least read some of it and join in on some discussions. So between that and Catch 22, we shall see. Other than that, got into a bit of a Twitter discussion the other day, yay Twitter, about organising libraries, because you guys know that I love organising things and that this whole month was supposed to be organisation and planning related. I called it Planuary and I was going to share all these organisation related things, and I had a plan for this Thursday to be making a video about organising and cataloguing your library, and I've got it all planned out. I downloaded every app I could think of and tested each and every one of them to find the one that I thought worked the best to share with you guys. And then ended up in this Twitter conversation with a couple of people, I will link them below as well, about the fact that they were trying to organise their libraries too and they wanted help and advice, and I was like, I could tell you all about this because I've just done it. So that was kind of cool. Anyone else that's out there that is interested in that, I will be posting a video on Thursday. So that is my rambling talk with you guys, with tea. So keep an eye out for any of those videos if they interest you at all later this week. Let me know in the comments what you think about the idea of the bookshop tours or the booktuber shoutouts or the libraries or whatever. Just let me know what you think in the comments. Have a chat to me about stuff. Anyway, I will see you all in the comments if you feel like talking to me, and until then, stay classic. I actually haven't done as much reading as I had hoped to this weekend because I got hella distracted by the new series of Unfortunate Events on Netflix. Is anyone else as crazy obsessed with that as I am? It is so good. Guys, I'm so happy with it. I was so disappointed by the movie that they made whenever that was. I know it was a while ago now, but I just remember loving the books and thinking that was so quirky and weird, and it was awesome. And then the movie was kind of a bit but this series is phenomenal. I am enjoying it so much. The colours are beautiful. It feels a little bit like Edward Scissorhands like with its colouring and like the set design, and then like the acting, just stellar. I'm just loving it. All the characters are gorgeous, they're hilarious, and all of the little, I don't know, it's just perfect.